Welcome to Singletrack Session number 49 here at 22nd Street Trailhead, Studio 78. Just parked a little differently. As you said, it took us almost 2 years to figure out how to park like this.
It's a lot cooler over here.
All shaded.
All shaded.
Got a breeze coming through.
Oh, yeah.
The thermostat reads a little more mild, like in the mid to high 80s.
I think so.
But it's muggy and smoky.
Yes.
So it kind of just mixes.
There's no
and makes
trade-off,
it,
right?
Yeah, there really isn't. You know, you got that dirty sock air and mugginess and warmth, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed the last episode. We did a kind of time capsule of Leon Lutz.
Right. Good guy.
It was one of our shows. We just were like, wow, we were blown away by him, obviously. And if you've ever met him, I mean, you're lucky. He's just a cool guy.
Yes.
We feel fortunate to know him. Kelly Agnew introduced me to him years ago at the Buffalo Run, him and his wife Jo, and just a neat guy.
Right.
And then, of course, we were up at El Vaquero this weekend, and I missed him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people missed him.
I know, everybody's like, and it was funny, a lot of people came to us and were like, hey, is Leon coming?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. And then the second question is, where's Turtle?
Yeah. Is Leon coming to work? Have you seen Turtle?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we've seen Turtle.
Yeah.
He's in prison.
He's got that prison tat.
But El Vaquero, man, what a cool weekend that is. Every year.
It is.
Like I said, it was my 6th year in all
right
up there. 1 year the 25K, but it's just like every year it's awesome but different.
Different as in it gets harder.
Oh, that. I mean, you get kicked. I don't have many more teeth to kick in.
I know.
That course, is just like, all right, next year I'm going to crush it.
Yeah.
And the course must hear me.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you ain't got a chance.
And pretty much.
I'm going to kick you square in the twig and berries.
That's right.
But, I mean, it's every year. There's just always awesome people there. And so there's always a fun mix to hang out with.
Right.
The course itself will give it to you every year.
Yep.
This year it gave it to us with lots of wildflowers, though.
They're overwhelming.
It was like Ty said, there was a blood sacrifice this year to get us flowers,
Yeah.
But, man, it was crazy. This is in the 6 years I've been up there, I've never seen anything like it.
Same
at
here.
all.
Yeah, in the 4 years I've done it, I've never seen them that dense. And
it's just every color, everywhere you looked. It was, and the water was there. So, I mean, it's like the best of both worlds, So another great weekend there. We headed up Friday with Jim Skaggs.
Yep.
Had a pretty uneventful drive up.
That's the best time.
I know, right? Just get up there and we had some friends. Brandon and Kelsey Bingham had a couple spots reserved.
Right.
Probably my 2 favorite campsites.
Yep.
Just location and where they're at. And then people just started hanging out.
It was good times.
Yeah. We met Lori Foringer.
That was fun.
That was
hanging
awesome.
out with her. She's a good lady.
She's from Ohio, and she heard about the race on the show.
Right.
And she thought she'd come out. She's running the Bear in the fall. And so she came out, spent like a week on that course.
Right.
And then came up and hung out with us, had dinner with us, sat around the campfire.
Drank beers with us.
Yeah, and brought beers for us.
I know, those are yummy.
Those were that cream ale. But yeah, she was awesome to hang out with.
She was.
We didn't scare her off.
No. She kept coming back for more.
Yeah, I mean, our campfire podcast talk is a little saucier than the mic.
Yep.
But when you have the gang we hang out with,
yeah,
it's bound to happen.
And it degrades pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
Right? It goes downhill pretty quick.
Yeah. The alcohol content, the pokey content.
The pokey.
But yeah, it was just a great weekend. A lot of high fives, fist bumps, hugs. So many people we knew and met. I met
people I didn't even know were saying hi to me on the trail,
yep.
That's always fun to see. But I apologize if I was not as friendly as I should have been. Yeah. I was in a hurt. I was hurting bad.
We were in the hurt locker.
Yeah.
But I got to meet Braden Lim on the first climb up.
Yeah.
He came up, say, "Hey, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so we talked for a minute, and he just took off.
Right.
No respect. He just
no
respect. He just took off, and he finished way ahead of me anyway. But it's always fun. And then that there's pros and cons for me on the turnaround, right?
What are those?
So the 50K you start and you go to the turnaround of the 25K start.
Right.
But also the fast 50Kers are obviously coming back. So it's a single track.
Right.
And so 50Kers that are faster than me, which is a huge percentage of the field.
Right.
Plus all the 25Kers are coming opposite direction as I'm headed to the turn.
Right.
So it can get a little dicey.
Right.
With people. But it's also kind of cool when you see people
Mm-hmm.
because then you get high fives.
Right.
You get fist bumps.
Yep.
You get clotheslined.
Yep.
Someone wants to give you a hug out of the blue and you're not ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're moving downhill.
Yep.
They're just hiking uphill.
Right.
And it's like, thunk, Red Rover.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's encouraging. And it's
Yeah.
always just fun to see people,
It is.
see how they're doing, or, wondering how far back I am.
Yep.
That's always a good one to figure out. But that's my pros and cons. It can be dicey, getting in and out of the way.
Right.
Because this year it was really overgrown.
It was. You were careful where you're stepping.
Yeah, so when you had to go off the trail, it was pretty easy to lose your footing or trip over something.
Next thing you know, you're like 20 feet down the hill.
Yeah, you trip over a rock and a carcass, something like that. But yeah, just always a good time. Luke Nelson was up there. Of course, the RD Ty Draney just does everything right.
Right.
His volunteers. Power Stash was there helping
Tolbert
out.
and his wife were there volunteering.
A lot of the snorkelers.
Yep.
The snow snorkelers.
Yeah.
A lot of the wranglers.
Yep.
Just a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And the camp was fun hanging out.
It was.
But then you had to go to sleep and do the race. And
then
come back and try and recover and go home.
Try to recover, yeah.
So it's a quick turn time if you have that process of leaving early, I guess.
Right. It's like a 24-hour turn.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of that. Turtle, again, was sprinting off the start.
Yeah.
He took first for about, a couple hundred yards, maybe.
He did.
And then he got wore out.
But he still finished really strong.
Yeah, 8 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's way fast.
And coming off speed goat, too.
Yeah,
right?
He's doing great.
But he had the sweet prison tat working, the TrailManners tat on the neck.
Yeah.
Looked pretty saucy with that. Let's see, what else? I mean, there's some cool little tidbits and stories for the whole weekend. I almost drowned.
Yeah, you did.
In 6 inches of stream water.
Yeah, you did.
So I was cramping pretty much from mile 8.
Yeah.
And we were coming back, and Joel and I were together on the way back. And I was just trying to hang with Joel just because it made it easier, just having someone there. Because on the way out to the turnaround, I was running with Jim and Turtle.
Right.
At the turnaround, I tried to stick with Jim, but I knew it was going to happen because I was cramping. And we ran with each other, and we kept dipping our heads in the water, and our hands getting wet. And I saw Joel get on his knees, and he stuck his head in the water.
That was perfect.
Dude, I'm in. I'm so in. So I got down, and by this time, both calves, both hammies, and one quad were cramping.
Yeah, you went head first in the water.
And I did. I was like waterboarding myself.
Yep.
I was flopping around.
Yep,
I couldn't
like
get out of the water because everything was cramping. And I finally used my arms, which worked, and pushed my head above the water. And I'm looking at you, and you looked at me and you go, "You are a hot mess."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, I almost drowned.
Yeah.
That would have been the end of that. Would have been a weird DNF. Carrying me back on horseback, just laying on the side of it.
You're like a carcass.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just leave me there. But yeah, the weather wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't too hot.
It wasn't. It was chilly in the morning, which was super nice. Super nice. And it never really got like hot. It got a little smoky.
It did.
The horse flies, I've got proof all over my body on those.
That was probably the worst I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because we were maybe moving a little slower or there's just more out there.
I don't know, but
I don't remember them being that bad in the past.
I don't either, and I've got bites all over. I've never had it that bad before. But yeah, it was just an awesome race, awesome finish line, just a great time.
Yeah,
I mean, we got our money's worth. We were out on the course a long time.
Yeah, extra. We got bonus.
We got bonus time out there.
Yeah.
The results weren't up when we posted the show, but we do have like the winners, which we predicted all 4. We nailed all 4.
We did?
Yeah, the 50K, we knew Schlarb would win.
Right.
We knew Kelsey Bingham, local favorite, would win.
Mm-hmm.
And then 25K, we knew Luke would win, and we knew Meredith would win.
Yeah, so we did pretty good on those.
We 4-for-4'd them on that one.
Yeah. Kelsey wasn't looking so good when I passed her.
On the when I came for the turnaround, she looked straight up at me and goes, I feel like shit.
Yeah, she goes,
and I'm like, you look great, you look good.
She goes, the wheels came off, but she rallied.
She did.
That was important.
Yep.
And came in and won like 6 hours and something, just crazy.
Yep. So she's
fit.
Looking good.
Yep.
For the bear coming up. We've already predicted that, which we let her know, so don't let us down.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we see? Oh, Debbie Farka, she's back racing.
Yeah, it was good to see her back on the course.
25K. We didn't see her at the finish, but we saw her on the course, so she did well in like 4 hours, which was what she was looking for.
Exactly.
Jim had a good race.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, Turtle had a good race. A lot of our friends did, though.
Yeah,
really.
That's always fun to see.
Lori Foringer, man, she hiked past us like I was standing still.
She is an uphill beast. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, I don't know what they got in Ohio to climb. But
I know. She crushed us on the hills on the way up.
yeah,
Holy
she came by
cow.
me. She goes, "Hey, nice
She was
to
having
see
a good
ya."
time.
Yeah, she
Big
was.
smiles on the course.
She's like, "Joel's right here. He's coming." I'm like, "Okay." She just kept going.
Exactly.
You know? I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I know.
But always a good time, man. We can't stress to people enough. I mean, this thing fills up quicker and quicker every year.
It does, and that was the fun thing, seeing like the day or two after people were posting pictures, and they're like, "This is the prettiest, most remote course I've ever done."
Jason Schlarb,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this guy's been around
He
to
has.
places and seen some stuff, and he was like, "Wow,
And
mountainous course."
A lot of the Wranglers were commenting. They're like, "This is the prettiest course I've ever been on."
Yeah.
And it is.
It is. It's still, to me, and again, this was prettier than it's ever been for me.
Right.
You know, being there that many times.
So, like you said, this is, we've been on the course multiple times, and I think was an advantage this time, going into it so severely undertrained
Yeah.
and having so many niggles and things that need to be worked through.
Yeah.
Having that mental advantage of, all right, well, I know we got this climb, we got this lake, we got this climb, we got this lake, and we got another climb.
We got a creek.
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of creeks, but just knowing that climbing out of each one of the lakes was going to be, super steep, but it's not very long,
Yeah.
was such a mental advantage compared to, I remember the first time we did it,
Yeah.
stopping so many times coming out of the lakes
Yep.
on those short but steep climbs.
Yep.
And I think that helped a lot. And
Well-
then coming back up, you have a 7-mile uphill.
Yep.
Just breaking that down in my head mentally, like, okay, I know that we got a couple miles, and then we're going to pop out in the trees, and then we have like a mile-ish before we hit the cross-country team aid station,
Yeah.
and then from there, it's just another mile to the top.
That's a grunt from that aid station to the top. That's a grunt.
That part I actually did a lot better on this year
Did you?
than I have in the past. For some reason, I think it was because I was, I was trying to create space between us and the guys behind us.
Oh, yeah, because there's a lot of chatter.
Well, that, and I wanted to create space.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be close to another group of guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of just be by myself. I mean, you too, but
Yeah, you spaced out there for me even, too.
Exactly. But that's such an advantage, knowing the course now.
Yeah.
One place I still get a little bit lost, or not lost, but I'm not like 100% sure of the mileage, is closer to the bottom. When you get into the trees,
Yeah.
I don't remember that being so long for some reason.
Every year it feels that way.
Right? I mean, because that thing's a couple miles long. And for some reason, I think it's like a mile at the most.
So, and you're talking about heading into the campground to the finish, right?
No.
That one?
The turnarounds.
The turnaround. Oh, oh, yeah, that thing takes forever, it feels like.
Right? It's
and
rolling.
little rollers and those couple steep little climbs.
Yeah, it's rollers,
Gotcha.
and that's where you're passing a whole bunch of people, and you're like, oh, there's only maybe a mile of this. In reality, it might be even 2.5, 3 miles.
Yeah, it feels a lot longer for sure. I know exactly what you mean now, because you want to get to the turnaround, but
Right.
it doesn't feel like it's ever going to end.
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But just from years of doing it, that mental advantage is, I think, what carries you through when you don't have the fitness for an event.
Well, especially heading up balls, because it's so intimidating looking.
Yeah.
When you look at it and you know that's
this
my
year
last
went by
climb.
fast for some reason.
And that's how it is with me. It's like I know a lot of people go into it going, "Oh man,
Right.
I got to climb that," and I go into it going, "It's that first switchback is the hard one for me. It's just a little bit steeper.
That's true.
It's not as long, but it's steeper." And then I'm
Right.
like, it doesn't take long. And when
It
you know
really
when-
doesn't.
Yeah, and so that's one thing for me mentally, because going into it, a lot of people are like, "Oh, we just got that. We got to go up balls."
The good thing about balls, though, is you can see where people are at.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, you can start gauging, can I catch them?
Yeah, because we did pretty good on that. We didn't really stop. We passed some
Zero
people.
You stop and talk to those ladies.
Yeah, because they were asking me. They're
You're
like,
getting
"Hey,"
phone numbers and
yeah,
stuff.
they were like, "Hey, can we just go straight up the mountain instead of go the switchbacks?"
You're like, no.
I'm like, "Well, no, and it'd probably take you longer and be harder anyway."
It sure would.
You know what I mean? Like, really? I'm
This
like,
isn't Europe.
yeah, I'm like, that first climb, that first switchback, 'cause they're the 25K runners.
Right.
I'm like, that first switchback you just finished was the hardest part.
Right.
And it really is.
Yeah.
The other ones are a little longer, but they're not as steep.
They're not.
But yeah, it was comedic for me once we got to the top, because it's like, okay, you got 3.8 miles of
Yeah.
downhill.
Right.
And it is gnarly. Like,
Yeah, that
especially
first
that part.
Down to the sheepers
Oh, God.
camp. That is steep.
It is
unrelenting.
steep, and you put that second headphone in, and
Yeah,
I
I
was
was done.
cramping. I'm like,
I was
shoot,
done.
I'm not going to keep up.
I'm going to run as hard as I can.
And I tried for a while, and then I'm like, no, not going to happen. You can go on your way.
Right. What's fun is when you get to the end, you come through the campground, everybody's cheering you on. Oh, so much fun.
That is fun. That is a good time.
Rolling to the finish and
hoping the finish line's still set up because
exactly.
my watch died.
And hoping they still got some hamburgers
and some Huckleberry sodas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an awesome weekend and a lot of good people at that race. I told Ty, I said, next year I want to volunteer.
Right, you're done. You got your 5 years, and you're out.
I'm out unless he's got something cool for 6. But I don't think there is. So
No.
I think next year I'd like to go and volunteer at the finish line.
Right.
And camp.
There you go.
Hang out at the finish line, and go back to camping.
Play some pickleball.
Whatever.
Fly fish,
pickleball.
Yeah.
That's our new hobbies.
Yep.
Because me and Joel had some moments of what are we doing with ourselves
You're
on
like
that course.
It's like, is this really an appropriate activity for some middle-aged men to be doing?
And so we're trying to think of less strenuous but great things. We thought pickleball, we get a killer pickleball team.
Yeah.
That's getting hot here.
Yeah.
Fly fishing.
Because that's fun.
Yeah, and you're still in the mountains.
You're still in the mountains.
And then
in the
camping.
stream. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, well, they're less strenuous.
Yeah.
Some good activity.
Take less time.
Yes, absolutely. And, yeah, I mean, yeah. So we were leaning down that road.
Yeah.
And so we were coming up with names. Fly fishing shows, the Ultra Nymph.
Yeah,
right?
For a new podcast, the Ultra Nymph.
Yeah.
We own that. Don't try to steal it
Come
from
on
us.
now. So, no, it was a good time, though. El Vaquero is always a great time, and just hats off to Ty, his wife, his family, and all those awesome volunteers. Grant Nicholas again.
Yeah, putting on an A-plus event.
Oh, always. And that's what's rare, too, is like you've got such an amazing, beautiful course.
Yeah.
And a crazy cool look. That start-finish for the 50K is perfect.
It is.
And then it runs, like you said, it's A-plus put on.
It is.
Right? So, and you get a hoodie.
Get a nice hoodie.
A nice hoodie with the TrailManners logo on the back.
That's right. It's one of the few events we sponsor.
That's right. So it's just everything about it is just top notch.
It is.
It was 13th year this year, so next year will be 14.
You only might have 2 more years left.
What's that?
So maybe he's going to retire it in 15 years.
Maybe. Well, then I'd have to run the last one.
He would.
Because he'd do something cool on the last one, like give out like leather jackets or something.
Oh,
right?
like a gang jacket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be way cool for 15.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would sit out this next year to volunteer, and then if he sweetened the pot, I would come back. I'd make a cameo. Right?
It'd be cool if he had like all the previous winners there. Well, that wouldn't be a whole lot because it was just Luke.
Luke Nelson.
Just Luke.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're thinking about that, make sure you put it on your calendar for next year. It's always like second weekend of August. Yeah. Get set up for that. What are you looking around for?
Somebody's singing ABCs.
Not
Did
me.
you hear that?
Someone wants to be on the mic.
Oh, that's Porter.
Oh, Mike.
That's my son. He's out there cranking out the ABC song. He must be bored.
He's bored. So yeah, I think that's it kind of from Vaquero. I mean, I can't think of a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people we met, not missing any names. I shouldn't say we are. I mean, there's a ton of people, right? But it's to go down the list of everybody that we saw and said hi to would be a little rough.
Yeah.
We'd definitely leave one person out.
Right.
So Missy Burkle, she got her 5-year.
That was cool.
Don Mueller got his 5-year.
Yep.
A couple more local friends. So that's really cool because the buckles are huge, and Ty put your name on them.
I know.
Like, I didn't know that because I got it, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, you put my name on it. And he's like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know that? So that was cool. Let's see, what else? There's a lot of races this last weekend. I mean, there was the U-Ray. There was...
that one looks hard.
Yeah.
43,000 feet of climbing?
A lot.
That's climbing. That's not climbing and descent.
Yeah, that's just vert gain.
Like the winner was like 34 hours.
Jeez. So that would have put me a lot
my
longer
gosh.
than that.
I think the cutoff on that is like 60 hours or something like that.
It's Tuesday.
Oh, that'd be awful.
But there's that. There's a lot of races. Europe had a lot going on.
Did you see that one girl fell in Tromsø and got hurt bad?
Yeah, I did.
Gosh, I can't remember her name. Hillary
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Broke.
Or was that a Mary? I can't remember. Was it Hillary or Mary?
Yeah, broke her arm.
Yeah, but there's been a few
Broke a
injuries
rib.
the last few weeks in races.
She's
Tushers,
got-
there was an injury, broken leg.
Oh, I heard the Tushers one was ugly, like
Yeah,
compound fracture. Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely you got to just things happen though.
They do.
You
Like
know?
those were like legit, like just accidents.
Yeah, you can't say
right?
you got to be ready because
Right.
things happen. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, like drowning in a creek.
Yeah.
You know, you can know how to swim.
Right.
But-
I would have given you some CPR.
Yeah, after I went flatlined.
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
"Oh, yeah, he's not coming.
He's
up."
not coming back.
But yeah, I mean, things happen, and that's why so much you have to be on some level prepared. I mean, there's like Ty
Right.
a month or so ago, right?
Yeah.
But he had the know-how and to relax. I mean, things happen,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think the hard part is, especially when you're by yourself like that, as opposed to a
Self-rescue.
race, you got people taking care of you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's great to see people were helping these other athletes that were hurt instead of saying, "Oh no, I'm in a race" or whatever.
Right.
It's like, no, they stopped,
Yeah.
took care of people.
Mhm.
It's important,
It
for
is.
sure, because accidents happen. They happen regardless of who you are, where you are, or what you're doing. So
Mhm.
you got to pay attention. Because speaking of that, we had just Nolan's 14er FKT.
Holy cow. Fast.
Iker Karrera, just
Yeah.
coming off Hard Rock.
Yeah, his warm up
Yeah.
at Hard Rock.
But he did it in 47 hours, 40 minutes, which was like 6 hours bested the FKT.
Right. Isn't that nuts?
That's unbelievable on
So
something
everything
like that.
just came together for him. The
Yeah.
weather, the crew, his fitness level was there. I don't know if he's been on that route before.
I have no clue. I mean,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
So congratulations there. What else? What else we got going? Sheesh. I mean, we were so caught up in El Vaquero that we didn't really do a whole lot more, right?
Well, we went up there with the intention of trying to get some interviews.
Yeah.
Right? But we were both pretty tired at the finish.
We were worked, and some of the people we wanted to interview were gone.
Right.
Some of the winners. The one we really wanted to get, but we thought had left until we were leaving, was
Yeah.
Billy Simpson.
Right.
I mean, that was what's funny is when we started the race. So you start off on like a road
Double
in the
track.
campground,
Yeah.
and then you jump on this trail,
Right.
and
I wouldn't call it a trail. It's a double track.
yeah, double track for a while, and you can kind of run up it. And I'm like, I'm not ready to run.
Right.
And I saw Billy Simpson. He started walking.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, hold your phone. If he's walking, I'm
gonna
walking.
walk.
I'm going to
Yeah.
play this, right?
Mhm.
He knows what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
a stud. So we started walking, and I kept my eye on him.
Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, he's gone. So
He walked away from
he
you?
walked completely away from me.
Ah, so
So
disrespectful.
my race strategy was out the window about mile 1.3. So
Nice.
that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, we were hoping to get him, but we missed him. And like Joel said, we were pretty worked. Long
Yeah.
day. We were both a little not ourselves for a little while.
Right.
Not that we were like cramped, we just were mentally just kind of like faded.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not quite sure we would have gotten a good interview at that point.
Yeah,
Maybe we could have rallied, but
that'd have been
Yeah.
tough. I mean, I had a burger and 2 Huckleberry sodas, and I still hadn't rallied.
yeah, I had the burger and the beer. It felt okay.
Yeah,
Was still hungry though.
yeah, I was too. And then we missed out on dinner.
We did because Pizza Hut doesn't count as dinner.
No, it doesn't, because that was all that was open. But let's see. But yeah, it was a good week overall. What else we had? We had our Strava week from the group. Our distance this week was Andy Noise again, 85.5 run time. Andy Noise, 25.56, and vert climbing.
Andy
Lori
Noise.
Foringer,
Nice.
20,387.
Good for her. She's
Yeah.
gonna be so ready for the bear.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Crushing it.
because she did. I think she was like second in distance and second in run time this
Wow.
past week. So she was up there for all of those.
She might have been first in beer.
Yeah, she did pretty good there.
She hung pretty good on the beer.
Yeah,
kicking.
she did. And I didn't. I mean, what was that first night we got there? I had 2
I had
before the
2.
race. And I remember running with Jim in the morning. He's like, dude, I had like 4 or 5 last night.
Jim was hungover.
Yeah.
When he passed me, he looked at me. He goes, "I'm pretty hungover." I'm like, "Go get it, Tiger."
Yeah. And he had a good day.
He did.
Maybe that's his secret
Yeah.
going forward. And then where'd your feet take you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we had some really good ones. And we saw
Man.
there's a lot of El Vaquero ones.
Yeah.
We saw some repeat people coming back with some money
Oh yeah.
shot too. Hayden Hawks, let's say congratulations out to
For
Hayden
sure.
and his family, giving birth to their son.
Yeah.
Middle name Eric, so
I
you're
know.
welcome with that. I'm sure it was inspired by our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled it differently, which I appreciate.
Right.
Copycats are not cool.
No. Yeah. One-offs are better.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. But congratulations to Hayden and his wife for having healthy and so it looks like everybody, mom and
Made it
baby, are
out.
great. So huge congrats there. Another fast kid. So he's probably already training.
Probably.
Yeah, Hayden's his coach.
Yep.
He's got him on Strava.
Yeah. Got a little hocus.
A little
on his feet,
hocus. I like that. little hocus. But yeah, so this week I had a good one, and I'll let Joel decided this week.
There were so many good ones that came out of Vaquero.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to make sure we chose a photo from Vaquero. But we have a local gal from North Ogden.
Which is someone I've never met. And I live in North Ogden.
I haven't met her either. I've seen her name before, and it's going to take me a second because my phone just reset.
But there were some good ones, though.
I hate when that
Jason
happens.
Bernheisel had another really good one.
He did the selfie
On the peak.
On the peak somewhere. I don't remember where that was.
With
but
a whole bunch of them. That was in Alta.
good.
I think it was Alta
Right.
area.
Jason Brockman had a good one
Yeah.
up coming out of the first lake up on Vaquero. Really like that. Alex Terrell had another really good photo. I enjoyed that one.
Amy Butler's with the sunrise sunset one was killer in Vermont, I believe.
Yeah, that was, if we weren't going to be specific as far as like location goes, that was going to be in top 3 for sure. Jeff Hart had another good one. He's out climbing a whole bunch lately.
Yeah.
It's good to
Recovery.
see that. Our buddy Simon from Australia is back on posting.
Way to be, Simon.
So I really enjoyed that one. But now they got this pulled up. Let's see here. Jeremy Haddock was somewhere up on the Bear course. Mount Magog. That was a good one. Nate Reese. He got second place. Sorry, no hat for second place though.
you just get a shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
Logan had a good one. Ledford.
Yeah.
Megan Martinez had a couple nice ones.
She did. Brandon Musgrove was here.
Yep.
Up on Ben Lomond. Didn't call us.
He reached out to me.
Punk.
He did. He messaged me and asked if we were running. And I said, we got a race this weekend.
That's no excuse. We could have ran with him.
Well, that's my fault then.
Lori Seppa.
Yeah.
They're just crushing it.
Yeah.
Matt Zanuck getting ready for the Bear.
He's going to be so ready, man.
Yeah, he is. Logan Ledford had a really nice one up at Box Elder. Jim Skaggs took a picture or two that was pretty good. Jared Garr.
Yeah.
Up on the course, taking lots of pictures.
Yep.
That was good. Michael Lehman, a couple good pictures. Up on Gannett Peak on the PCT. Looking good. I like it. Eric Thomas up on Scout Mountain. Mike Pace finally got himself up in the Hidden Valley, so it's not so hidden anymore.
Yeah.
Garth Harris, Lewis Peak. This Garth Harris, we need to meet him. He lives here locally.
Yeah, he does.
And he is running a bunch.
Yeah.
We need to meet up with you, Garth. Hit us up.
He's doing his first 50, I think, at Buffalo next year.
Yeah. Mark Robbins met him and his boy. That was cool. Yeah.
Cooper's a stud, man.
Yeah,
we were waiting in line to check in, and he came over and thanked us for the race entry. And I said, man, you won it. And I'm thinking at 12 years old, I wouldn't have done that 25K.
Oh, my gosh. You've been wrecked.
I would have been tore up.
Especially that 25K.
That's what I'm saying. That one. I mean, 25K compared to that, it's all uphill.
Oh,
and congratulations to Cooper. Way to go, Mark, for raising a stud.
All right. So the official winner for this week is Heather Nelson Stoffers from North Ogden. She took a picture of the first lake up on the Vaquero Loco course. It is a sweet black and white photo.
First one that we've picked, I think, black and white, too.
Yeah. But everybody else that posted, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Keep it up. Like I said, we're going to do this for a year.
A year.
Yeah. You get a one-off trucker hat that's unique to this contest.
So the winners, make sure you message us your address.
Yeah.
Heather, right?
Yeah. I guess you can just go over and drop it off at a place.
Yeah. Manners at TrailManners.com. Reach out to us so we can make sure we get your hat to you. Because, we're going all year. And we might even throw a couple curveballs throughout the year.
Right.
You know, we'll still do the Where'd Your Feet Take You, but it might be something like we want a specific photo of something.
Right.
Maybe the first one to, pin the tail on a grizzly bear.
No.
Or maybe it is best photo with a piece of TrailManners gear in it.
That's more likely.
Yeah. So maybe we'll throw some curveballs in there to spice it up. So what else, man? I think
that's about it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot more.
No.
My big thing is I just got to reach out to Elevation Culture, man. I'm gonna have them build me a belt buckle case.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because I would have to do a lot of work for my lower back in order to wear that buckle. So
yeah, that Vaquero Loco buckle is a lot bigger than most 100-mile buckles.
Yeah, it is. It's the biggest buckle I've personally witnessed. But
right.
Again, I haven't been around all that long. So yeah, I think that's kind of a quick hitter this week.
Yeah.
Just really wanted to get back on the mic, talk about Vaquero, a few things. We have sold out of a couple more shirts. Matt Ozanek placed another order. We've got a few orders coming in, so keep those orders coming.
Yep.
Like we said, Boco hats are on sale. Boco visors are on sale. We'd like to clear those out to get some more gear coming into the fall. It was cool to see all those TrailManners hoodies at Vaquero.
Yeah, and shirts on the course.
There's a lot of hats, shirts, and stuff on the course. So help us get rid of that stuff so we can bring more stuff into the store. Some more new items, especially the buffs.
Yeah,
year-round item. Saved my life. I wore it around my neck this weekend.
That's right, you did.
Kept soaking it in the cold water and putting it around my neck. So that worked out pretty good. So I think that's it for this week, right?
That's it.
Anything else? I think that's it. So that's it for Singletrack Session number 49. Hear from us again next week, and everybody have a great weekend.